Hello and welcome to this next question. This particular question appeared in the KCSE of 1995, paper 1, number 6. And the challenge was to make C the subject of the formula. C the subject of the formula. We need to remove everything so that we remain with C. And we can start off by realizing that we have two main items here. The first item is this set of terms here, which are multiplying the bracket, which are multiplying this bracket. We can call this set 1, and this we can call it set 2. So how do we remove this set? Now, because they are multiplying each other, we can remove it by dividing. So if we divide this by, we divide both sides of the equation by this first set of items, then we can remain with only the bracket, which will be easier to manipulate after that. So let's get onto it with that. So V is equal to 2 over 3 pi r cubed, which multiplies the bracket 1 over sc squared minus 2. So we can remove this fraction by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal, which is times 3 over 2 times 3 over 2. This cancels that, and this cancels that. So the next step is that we have an equation in the form of 3v divided by 2 equal to pi r cubed multiplying 1 over sc squared minus 2. Now the fraction from the right hand side is gone. We're only remaining with pi r cubed, which multiplies our bracket. So we can remove pi r cubed from the right hand side so that we remain with only the bracket to deal with. And this can be done by dividing by pi r cubed. And here we divide by pi r cubed. Now this cancels out. Division is the same as multiplication by the reciprocal, so it will be 1 over pi r cubed times 3v divided by 2, which equal to 1 divided by sc squared minus 2. Perfect. So this can multiply the top with 3v divided by 2 pi r cubed, which equal to 1 minus 1 divided by sc squared minus 2. So we want a situation where the term that has s is on one side alone, and that can be done by taking this negative 2 to the left hand side of the equation. It is a negative crossing over, it will become a positive. So we'll have 3v divided by 2 pi r cubed plus 2 equal to 1 divided by sc squared. Now we have a fraction and a fraction plus a number. So we want a situation where this is a fraction and this is a fraction. That will make it easier for us to cross multiply and from there see what happens. To do that, we convert this whole left hand side of the equation into a fraction by converting this 2 into a fraction and then finding the LCM. So it will be 3v divided by 2 pi r cubed plus 2 over 1, which equal to 1 over sc squared. We are not quite done yet, so we find the LCM of this and that, which, you know, the LCM of 1 and anything will be that thing which in this case is 2 pi r cubed. So the LCM will be 2 pi r cubed divided by, this goes here once. When you multiply 1 times this, it will be 3v plus this goes here 2 pi r cubed. So when you multiply 2 pi r cubed by 2 will give you 4 pi r cubed equal to 1 divided by SC squared. Now we have a fraction on the left hand side of the equation and a fraction on the right hand side of the equation. Things are looking good. Now we can cross multiply this. It will be SC squared times 3v plus 4 pi r cubed. This will be equal to, of course, 1 multiplying 2 pi r cubed, which will give us 2 pi r cubed. There is a huge temptation to open the bracket, but it will not benefit us with anything, because then again we're going to have c squared here and c squared here, which again will force us to factor back. So it's wise to realize that we have c squared with s, and that is really good. So we can divide this by 3v plus 4 pi r cubed divided by 3v plus 4 pi r cubed. This cancels that. So we have SC squared is equal to 2 pi r cubed divided by 3v plus 4 pi r cubed. At this point it's easy because we only have s to remove, and we can remove s by dividing both sides of the equation. So we have divided by s, and here we can divide by s. This will cancel that, and now we have c squared equal to 2 pi r cubed, 2 pi r cubed divided by 3v plus 4 pi r cubed. Now the division is the same as multiplication by the inverse, so that is quite that. In the next step we'll have c squared equal to 2 pi r cubed divided by, this will multiply both sides of the equation, which will be 3v. S will multiply both terms in the bracket, 3vs plus 4 pi r cubed s. Good. Now we have c squared and not c. So to remove the square, we square root both sides of the equation, so c squared, we square root to remove the square, will be equal to, this side will be plus or minus the square root of 2 pi r cubed divided by 3vs plus 4 pi r cubed. At which point we now have the c equal to plus or minus the square root of 2 pi r cubed divided by 3vs plus 4 pi r cubed. And that is the correct answer.